Welcome back to the Home Print Studio. If you've ever thought, I'd love to try printmaking but I don't have the right tools, this video is for you. Today I'm showing you how to make expressive, beautiful print marks using the things you almost certainly already have in your kitchen. So no press, no specialist equipment, just simple tools and a printmaking mindset. So this is the first in a short series of preparation videos for my free online event, Make Your Mark, and that's happening between 27th of February and the 1st of March. It's designed to help you gather what you need and gently ease into mark making. So whether you're joining the free event or you're just curious about printmaking at home. If you'd like to join me for Make Your Mark though, do make sure to register via the link in the description below. And that way you're going to get your 3 days of prompts, short videos, practical live streams to kickstart your mark making in 2026. Right, let's raid the kitchen and start making marks. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen and I have this very unorganised drawer here that everything gets shoved into. So you're getting a little insight here into my my kitchen organisation. But I've got some of these, takeaway chopsticks here. And sometimes I always keep them, but sometimes I keep them stuck together. Sometimes I keep them, or break them apart and have them separate. They're really great for all sorts of different mark making things. I've got an old cork here. That could be quite useful. Now, this probably, it definitely shouldn't still be working. It's a whisk that's gone quite wrong, but it could be really useful for mark making. So that's partly why I've probably kept it in the drawer. And what else do we have? This spatula, I have actually used this before. Really good for like strong, thick gestural mark making, so I'll take that one out definitely. This sort of sauce whisk is quite good. So yeah, that's going to make some really nice marks, I think, or like several marks together. I keep all my rubber bands, they're quite useful. You can make marks with those. What else have we got here? Now this is like a pastry brush, or so this is really, really soft. That could work almost like a very soft paintbrush. We'll see about that. So I've got a few things here to start with. What I'm doing, I've just got an old placemat here. So you could use a placemat, you could use an old piece of glass or plastic, you could use a gel plate if that's what you've got. And I'm just rolling some ink out here onto it. I'm actually using oil paint, but you could use relief ink, block printing ink, anything like that. You could possibly, at a push, also use acrylic paint with either open acrylic paints or add a retardant to stop it drying, because we're going to need it to stay fairly wet while we make marks. I have just got a pile of copy paper here, so it's not archival, but it's thin, it's bright white, and I don't worry too much about it. So I'm just literally trying out different marks here. I'm pushing through the paper. This is one way to make marks in a printmaking way. There are other ways, and I will be showing those during the Make Your Mark free event. So if you're interested in going deeper in different ways of making marks, then please do register for that. There'll be quite a lot more different ways to make marks. But this is one really interesting and lovely way to make marks when we're printmaking. We're just pushing into the back of the paper with whatever tool we've got, and what it's going to do is going to kind of pick up the ink where you're pressing down, and also a little bit around the edges as well, which makes soft, velvety, sometimes quite scratchy marks. Can be a really nice thing to do. And here we go. So this is this is just the chopsticks. So we've got at the top here, we've got the quite deliberate marks with the chopsticks, and then the less controlled marks underneath, which are quite nice actually. This was the sort of wiggling them down the edge, which I really like. I've never done that before, so I think I will try and use that somehow. And these were, again, they're quite deliberate, push down the end using the end of those chopsticks. And then these ones here with the single chopstick, using the thin end and the thick end. I really like those thick end marks actually. Really nice and graphic and bold. So I am just going to take what's called a ghost print as well. So where we've taken the ink off by pressing onto the back of the paper, we've left a kind of negative mark. And what we can do is we can print that as well. So obviously it's quite much softer because there's not so much ink left on there, but we get the negative of all the marks that we've made. These can be really beautiful marks as well. So always take a ghost print when you're doing this kind of work. Okay, I have rolled some more ink out, so I've got a new load of ink on my placemat here, and I'm going to have a go with the spatula. Now, I do know, because I have used this before, that you can get some really thick expressive marks with this. So, but you can also get, of course, just using the edge of it, you can get really nice thin marks as well. Kind of straight, but not straight. They'll never be quite straight. They'll always be a little bit wobbly. So that's quite a nice thing to try. You can, of course, just brush down using the full width of the spatula. You can wiggle around. Because this is very flexible, it's going to make odd marks when you wiggle it on the back of the paper. And there we go. We've got some lovely marks there. That lovely sort of where I've wiggled it has made some really interesting kind of staccato, like almost music notation kind of marks. And then we've got that really thick full width mark at the bottom as well. So I'm just going to, I'm not actually adding any more ink, I'm just going to roll some more ink out here. Now, obviously having a brayer or roller is really useful for this. And I would suggest, budget-friendly ones, SD. Most art shops carry them these days. Obviously, you're going to need a fairly even, thin amount of whatever you're using, whatever colour you're using. And a roller is what's going to do that for you. Just having another go with the spatula here, because there's so many different ways you can use it. So I'm sort of taking control away there. I'm just wiggling it over willy-nilly. And there's a much softer mark, obviously. That was where I was using the flexibility of the end of it there. Almost looked like a bit sort of trees, pine trees, but it's much softer. I've kind of lost control in the middle marks there, and that's quite nice. I like those kind of energetic marks. And I'm going to take the ghost print of that one as well. So this hopefully is just showing you how you can build up a library of marks. Just have a go, because we all get stuck in a mark making rut. I do it all the time. I like certain marks. I keep doing them again and again. But every now and then it's really nice to have a session like this where you use something you would never normally use. And you very often find that you've got a new favourite mark making tool or a new favourite mark, and it often makes your hand move in different ways as well. I really like just taking the control element out of it as well. So I'm actually using this whisk a bit like I would use it, in the kitchen. And that's hopefully going to produce some quite wild, energetic marks as well. So I'm using this whisk, this sort of broken whisk, along the edge. So I should get multiple lines. And then I'm also using the end and just circling it round to see what that does as well. I've never done that before. Oh, lovely, lovely mark. Look at those marks at the bottom where I've just allowed my hand to sort of press down and then lift it up as it comes around the corner, lift it up as it comes around the corner. Of course, it makes quite different marks whether you're using the edge of it or the full width of the whisk there. And these are the uncontrolled marks that I just kind of, just flopped it over the paper really. So quite different marks with the same tool. So I'm building up a library of marks here that I can use in my artwork whenever I need to. Well, I hope that's shown you that you really don't need fancy tools to make expressive gestural artwork on paper. If you want to register for Make Your Mark, the free 3-day online event to kickstart your mark making mojo this spring, then please do so. The link is below. It's the 27th of Feb, that's a Friday, to the 1st of March, which is a Sunday. So we've got 3 days of prompts, short videos, practical live streams. It's going to be really fun, so I hope you can join me. Like I say, link is below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.